care part 2, the right foot. Okay, so we're gonna go, but
I didn't get pictures of, anyways.
Oh yeah, we can take the sock off before we put the thing on. Yeah, okay. So, here we go. Same idea, and people may not, you don't have to watch this to the end of the video. Like, I hate YouTube. It says watch to the end. It's like people can fast forward to the end if they want to see it. But anyway, if you just want to watch what I'm doing, it'll be, this is even thicker over here, and I'm going to press very hard. It's like you can hear how hard I'm pressing. And you press hard when it's thick, and then you end up doing a feather light tap, tap, tap when you get down to the, get down your live tissue. But back to the indigenous stuff, I found out that there's a high degree of diabetes, foot problems, calluses, fungal nails in the monks in Thailand, not the ones in Tibet, because they're fed better, but the monks in Thailand have to eat the food by the people give them, because that's part of their thing, is they beg or they get fed. So they're all getting diabetes, there's obesity, and then they go barefoot and there's terrible problems. So I thought that Thailand should have a massive training, and to get a foot monk at every monastery, and then have a garden that grew all the stuff, and then a beekeeper, and then it would give them jobs, and then they could all take care of each other's feet at each monastery. So that's my idealistic vision for a perfect world. Well, a perfect world, we'd be eating the right food and not having so much diabetes. Okay. So you're going to have some weight loss here. Just a quick weight loss plan here.
Have you been to Thailand?
I have not been to Thailand. I've been to Nepal, Kuala Lumpur, Africa a couple times. I had a nonprofit, which I never got grants for, and I funded everything myself. And so I had a lot of adventures over the last 30 years. And now I really don't want to travel. I don't sleep well. The world's kind of creepy out there right at the moment. But I can travel through YouTube and get some ideas across that way. Because the one thing that they all had everywhere were cell phones and watching YouTubes and stuff. So teaching just basics of nail care and how to make your own foot products is what I can give to the world in my spare time. We went to a beekeeper's place. We were just driving down the road in Nepal. My friends that I went with, the grandmother was a shaman. I don't know if they called them shamans there, but she was a medicine woman. She lived on 20 acres, and we got to walk around, and she was trying to tell us all the different things, but we had the language barrier, even with my friends, and we were jet lagged and we couldn't write everything down. But on the way there, we went by a beekeeper's place, and we just popped in, and the beehives were shaped like little churches. It was just amazing. So and I was there 3 months before the big earthquake. And the whole time I was there, I was worried about earthquakes, and I never worry when I travel. It was very odd. Every time I got out of a building, I went, oh, good. And then 3 months later, the place collapses. Beautiful country, beautiful people. And my friends are in Half Moon Bay that came over from there. That's who I traveled with. Okay.
So periodically I see toenail fungus. I would imagine that one can also get it on their hands or
yes.
Okay.
Yes. One of the worst cases of nail fungus I've ever seen was this young, he was I think 25-year-old guitarist, and one hand had just the most impacted fungal nails. I used to work as a laser fungal person, and that could help, but it was kind of a gimmick, you'd pay $1,000, they'd say it's a one-time treatment and your fungus would go away, and it just wasn't true. I worked doing this kind of thing before the lasers went in, but sometimes you have to do touch-ups, and then you have to do clean shoes and socks, and it's reinfection that happens. But when it's growing out of the foot, like 100% fungal, like these are, it's in the root. So you have to laser the root, and so lasers can be effective, and I don't know if the topical ones are or not. I'd like to learn more about them, but I don't know. Okay, we're getting there. Do you do international travel?
No.
Nope.
Not professionally.
Yeah. I just don't sleep anymore. I have to sleep in my own bed, so I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling. I may have another trip. I'd love to go back to Germany to my friend who makes these drills. And that might be a possibility. But the world's just kind of too unstable for me right now.
So when is this stuff contagious?
Well, what it is it's athlete's foot that's gotten into the nail, usually through trauma. So athlete's foot is contagious. You could wear sandals in the gyms, and so that's where it really starts. I mean, I have seen active, like, hot fungal nails that probably were, but most of this is just old dead stuff, and it's very mildly contagious. You don't want to breathe it in, but it's more on the dust level than fungus that you have to worry about. But you can ask ChatGPT. It knows everything. Well, it knows a lot. I just learned about that AI stuff a few months ago, and it's really been interesting just because of the foot stuff I can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And China has released one called DeepSeek that's supposedly more powerful.
I did hear about that. I haven't tried that one out. I once experimented with it, and I said, write a 500-word essay on the spiritual aspects of providing foot care to a hospice patient. And honestly, I was almost in tears. It was so eloquent. It was like, because I do see a lot of hospice patients, and there is something kind of remarkable about that experience. Okay. Yeah, so your little toes are the only ones that aren't like 100% involved. And for people who have a minor, like the beginning of a shadow of fungal toenails, you can roughen up your nail. Vicks Vapor Rub. I saw a guy cure his nails with Vicks Vapor Rub, but it took him like 5 years. But there's all sorts of topicals. You can Google it again, but things like lavender and tea tree, and it's either thyme or oregano, or there's like 18 different kinds of funguses, fungi. So multiple ingredient topicals, and it could help keep it at bay. Like if you wanted to put Vicks Vapor Rub on your toenails, that could probably help maybe slow it down or moisturize it a little bit. But I do recommend, you do apple cider vinegar or topicals and try to get the athlete's foot under control. And once you do that, I mean, my lion's paw stuff is great, but petroleum jelly is pretty good stuff. It's underrated. There's lots of research now on that. But yeah, you've got pretty scaly feet there, but no more calluses.
Now, I have a sore spot.
Where?
Now, my leg might cramp up
Okay.
if I bend over.
Okay.
But right in here,
Oh, let me look here.
one of them is like a callus rubbing it and developing a sore spot on the other.
Oh, here, let me look here. Ah, yes, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, and what you can do, let me see, I can actually do a little diamond thing in there. I was gonna look through your toes, I hopefully would have spotted that, but now that you've alerted me. Is that light too, is it doing the thing yet? Interfering?
It was, but now it's not.
No, it's not, okay, well, okay, so what I do here, and what I was gonna say is lamb's wool or a lot of toilet paper, pad something in between there, and wear shoes that give you a lot of room. I do have them on. I wear zero shoes where it's all your toes get to spread out completely. There's no confinement, and for some people, I love them. But yeah, just keeping lamb's wool, if you're not allergic to wool, is a good thing. And I may have a little wad I can give you here. But yeah, I can see where this was this black area is dried blood at one time. It was probably very sore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is this painful?
No.
Okay. So this is a diamond burr. This is for skin, and this is appropriate for this. And sometimes, I'll clean up things with it. You can get, but
There's a contact point on the adjacent toe.
yeah, and there isn't anything really there to be seen, but that is the problem, that pushing it together. So there's even toe separators. There's all sorts of doodads in the drugstores in the foot area, but worst case scenario, toilet paper, 4x4 or 2x2, but lamb's wool is. Yeah. The thing with lamb's wool is it'll let stuff breathe in between. And I used to have a whole bunch of it, and I don't know in my new digs here, but we'll look around.
REI or places like that will have stuff called moleskin, which is basically a soft piece of
Yeah,
felt
yeah,
with
yeah.
the other side being
Dollar
a piece
store
of-
has it. I found
Yeah.
it. There's a lot of foot stuff in the dollar store. I make athletes' foot care kits. I was doing foot care for the day laborers here about a year ago, a lot. And then, but I was doing it outside on the street with my grandkids, and then it just got too hot or too cold, and they got busy, and it wasn't fun doing it alone. But I am going to try to start helping them again. Yeah, all this stuff could be normalized with a little attention. Okay.
And the light matching the shutter speed.
Yeah.
If I go back to zoom level 1
Uh-huh.
and then zoom into ×2 again, it stops matching the shutter speed. The
Isn't that
flickering stops.
interesting?
Then it'll start up again after
Yeah.
a little bit, and then
Huh.
I just go zoom 1, zoom 2, and
Yeah.
then it's normal again.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see. Luckily, something is better than nothing. I've gotten so gotta just go with the flow. Yeah, this is actually called moccasin configuration, athlete's foot, because look at it, looks like a moccasin. It's right along the moccasin line where the redness is. Over here too, see? And that's where you need to clean your, wear wick away socks from the sporting goods stores, Thorlo. There's bunches of brands that keep your feet, change your feet or socks a couple times, air out your shoes, go bare feet when you can. Spray the inside of your shoes. Ask ChatGPT. It'll give you a complete protocol and plan. But that's basically it. Now, you can take an after. Here, should we take an after of both of them? Then we'll put the socks back on.